The unseen passage is what I feel I lost my marks in this time.
You want me to unseen passages with you?
Could you help me a little more?
Yeah.
I got complete marks in grammar, which is what I'm very happy about. Because like that is my weak point. I always lose all of my marks there. And then for my literature also it went quite easy and quite well. For the 6 marker also I did write about everything, but I felt I could give it a little more time. I wrote up the nightingale character trait comparison, not the project. We'll get the marks on Monday.
Which one you wrote? About the Guru General Alone?
No, the other one.
Making practical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unseen passage, what happened to this?
I lost marks in my MCQs and everywhere. I couldn't get like I thought that it was saying the pastor was saying about the benefits and the disadvantages, like the benefits and the disadvantages of technology, but it was a sarcastic humor.
Yeah.
Plan. I didn't get that, quite get that, so I lost my marks. Because the Frankenstein one was like sarcastic and I didn't get that. So,
Alright. You do a literature. Not marble, not Indian.
yeah, we finished that.
You do that.
What does free mean? There's free written on the end. That means
Sorry?
रेफरी नाम क्या क्या फ्री लिखा था? I think she's not coming.
No, she not implemented that now.
What
She has not implemented that now.
is that?
This is a sonnet. You know what is a sonnet?
It's a small poem of a few lines.
40 lines poem. Again?
No, I said yaad aaya.
Yeah,
I think it's a maya. Let's stop.
right. Okay. Not one. Now he has a sonnet. He will have a iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter is simply how every means it's basically the meter of the poems which is written. Okay. Sonnet speciality is 14 lines poems and it is written in iambic pentameter. Now what is pentameter? What is meter? Penta you should know. Penta is 5.
Meter is a unit.
Yeah, so you will have stress, 5 stress and unstressed syllables. Okay, so that is what is called pentameter. So every poem you see is made of something. So you will always have stress and unstressed syllables. Understood? So sonnet 55 was not marble, not the gilded this much. It is talking about that is.
I thought that's the part of the.
No, that is now what is a sonnet? As I said before, Shakespeare the word sonnet meant it is short. Okay, a short lyrical poem changed towards the 16th century. A sonnet contains 14 lines, 3 quatrains of 4 lines each. That means you have 8 lines octet, or and 6 lines, which is succinct.
8 lines octet and 6 lines succinct.
Yeah.
S-E-X-E-D.
That's it. Yes. Okay, so you have 8 lines in that. The 3 quatrains of 4 lines each and octet of 2 lines. That is it. Themes are revealed in the quatrains. whereas the resolution or the conclusion is projected in the couplet. The last two lines, which is the couplet, two lines. Yeah, that is the conclusion. That tells you. It starts with a question. It starts questioning. What, like, what are we talking about? Yes, basically this one. And then it will give you a conclusion, the proper concluding thought, what it actually means. Okay? Yeah. So here, solid 55, not adequately, this is the not marble nor gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful right. Like, what he's saying is written words will be the everlasting. Even gilded monuments, gilded people like spend
Covering things with gold.
yeah, gilded is covered. But people's what I meant is people like Taj Mahal and all those are monuments which you put a lot of gold and effort, there's a lot of precious metals and all that were there in that. And these princes shall outlive this powerful right. So they will also not outlive this powerful right. Understood? This particular poem. Okay.
So poem is more valuable
than the mountain, yes. But shall shine more bright in these content that upset so this year with sluggish time. We'll go first read the poem and then come back, okay? Sorry, this one is there. So it talks about right, yes, something.
That after the next time,
No, here it is.
It was easier in the search bar.
It's okay. Right, because I'm not wasting time of zooming in, zooming out. Alright, so basically it says again. So he says that talks about how time will not destroy the poem. I said words are very precious. They will not be destroyed. It cannot be destroyed by people because they live what? The artist may die that the poems will live like that. And the poems are whether it is marble or gold related monuments. If you know, if you know history, like when you touch
the statues of the princes,
yeah, they were always precious stones. They had what is that called?
People used to pray in front of them and
no, yeah, but there was always embedded.
Diamonds and
yes, and on the buildings also. Why Egyptians? When you talk about Egyptians, they raise their tombs and all that because there are precious jewels which were buried with the pharaohs and all that. So they were always, that's what they were raided. Understood? So that's what is this. So like he says, if marbles or gold-plated monuments of princes, all will get destroyed with time. But the only thing what will be is the poetry. The poetry. Even the poet will die, but its words will live on. Okay, so that's what it says. For the manifestation, but the manifestation of his poetry will live forever. Remember Shakespeare's death. How long can he die? But he still, yes. For his words are still living on. And he's living on through the words, right? We still remember him, we have not forgotten him.
even though he's dead.
Yeah, even though he's dead. Time is compared to a slut, to the slut.
Yeah.
Prostitute, right? Time is who loses her glow and beauty with time. But again he says that she's compared time with a very slutty person. The comparison is that he it's comparing with a very time with a not desired female.
Okay.
Okay. So Shakespeare compares time unfavorably to a female subject. Here this line and this line. That this beast here sluggish this one. But you shall shine. You shall is referring to the poem. He said, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than the upstruck so beast here is sluggish time. He's calling time as sluggish.
Because time goes on, but
yes.
Time keeps on moving. But
yes, time is nobody's state. Time moves on. It
ignores,
it ignores. You want the time to stop, but it will never stop. It won't listen to you. So he's calling you. He's calling you.
Ma'am, I have a question. Yes. You said that you refers to the poem over here, but like our school ma'am said that this poem basically Shakespeare Shakespeare is writing this poem to his friend who's feeling down, and he's writing this poem to him, so the you refers to him.
Agree. But as I'm saying, then he's also encouraging him that your words also will live on. Understood? It will go on, time will go on, but your words will live on. You don't have to give it to that time. The first one is friend is talking to his friend, but it is also referring that he's saying that ultimately what is the end of the poem?
So the judgment that yourself arrives, you live in this and dwell in others.
Yes.
So the poem will live at, oh, okay. He's telling this to his friend, but the you is referring to the poem.
Okay. Understood. Yes. Then he says, now this is, remember, these are all your sculptures and tombs and all that. And they spend a lot on to make this particular, that thing. Then wasteful walls shall statues overturn. Wasteful walls, walls bring destruction. Deaths and etc. And broils moved out of the work of masonry. Like, what broils refer to?
Tumult, fighting, disturbance, and especially war.
Yes. And what is masonry refer to?
That's not.
Masonry is basically when you build up, the person mason does that work of carving and building, that is masonry. Nor Mars is sold, nor was quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. Nobody can
Ruin this poem.
ruin the word which you have written or ruin your memory. Okay? So he says, no Mars. Mars is the god of war, if you remember. So no Mars with sword can destroy this, neither it was quick fire shall burn this particular words. Okay? This living record of your memory. So nothing can be fetched. Whatever you have said it, whatever I have said, you retain it in your memory. Right? So these lines begin with a new idea. Shakespeare said that when that destructive wars take place, they will destroy statues. Also, due to its tumult is your chaotic noise, loud noise, yeah. All the work of the masons will be destroyed. Remember, war destroys whatever the masons have built, the sculptures, everything what they have built. Then even the sword of Mars, is a sword god of war. So, all the destructive fires of war will be able to destroy your memory. So not even the sword of Mars, nor destructive fire of war will be able to destroy your memory because you will remember that. The point is basically saying that even wars will not destroy the written memories. What we write down.
It's always going to stay alive.
Yes, it will survive even after deadly wars. Right? We got literature, we
the scriptures of our ancestors.
Yes, that still survived, right? Yes, that's what. Now the scriptures are. Is death and all the obvious enmity shall be faced for, your face shall still find you. Even the eyes of all posterity that wear this world out to the ending of you. Now against death, okay? And all the obvious enmity. Obvious enmity is basically all the hatred, all jealousy, all those. So that. And you shall face what you shall move forward, and your face shall find room. Your face will find room. And even the eyes of all posterity, like in ages, posterity, futures, that will bear this world out till the ending of doom. The world end always when people predict doom. The world is going to end and all that. What did you do to your hair, by the way?
It's wet, so I close it. I think it's tired. I'm sorry. Tired.
It's looking like as if it just got up from the parent cave.
Laziness.
Yes, it's lazy because of that. Okay, that doesn't talk about the survival but of human appreciation. How people, the brains of a subject carry on, will live on. Okay? Slight deviation from the meter even creates emphasis for its permanency. Like it will be permanent. It will remain in the memory permanent. It will be in generation to generation, it will be remembered. Okay? The poet says that death and enmity, jealousy, and envy, all those things.
It's just hatred of everything and so seeks to destroy.
Right. So this destroys everything, right? Because we are always jealous of something. We are always envious of something. We want to that, but it's that. Yes. It destroys everything, destroys the relationship, it destroys your family happiness, it destroys so many things. Even that, but the poetry written on subject will be immortalized for generations.
So it will live on and on and on.
Yes, yes, it will live on and on and on and never end. Okay.
That's considered.
So till the judgment that yourself arrives, you will live in this and dwell in others' eyes. So you know to appreciate poetry, you live poetry. So it's a couplet is a summary of survival theory.
The last two lines.
Correct. The couplet not only summarizes the rest of the sonnet but also seems to contradict itself. Judgment goes to the top of the judgment day. Remember when the Christian philosophy there is a judgment day where you will be counted to your sins. If you are, that way.
To Islam.
Yes. So, judgment goes to the top of the judgment day. The last one will imply that the subject is alive and will be judged on that day. Okay? Dwelling in the lover's eye suggests the subject is love itself. And love cannot be destroyed. Okay? The Shakespeare seems to consider that the subject is so lovely that he is a personification of love which could be conquered and to which no poetry can do justice.
So the
lines of the sonnet, the subject will be honored forever and this 4 lines write it down. We can take it. Or we can go on right and take it.
What should I do?
Your choice.
I take a big survey and finish that question.
Yes.
You can do something more for this time.
Yes. I do appreciate what you are saying.
I have 3 years in the last English class.
Thank you.
In studies, please.
Thank you.
Because the marks are going to become one day.
That's why. So the dwelling in love is actually the subject is love itself and Shakespeare seems to consider the subject is so lovely that it is a personification of love. So the person, the friend, the person
Who's trying to cheer up.
Yeah.
Is very pure
Yes.
and very lovely.
Yeah, which we conquer and to which no poetry can do.
So it's so amazing that a poetry cannot describe it.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes, and he is being a poet who has
He is one who has
poet who has written a lot of
sonnets,
sonnets, lot of
plays, etc.
and he didn't have a that kind of life where it was not an easy life. He faced a lot of loss also in his life. See, now this is your identity, AB. See,
I write it down. I can do something else.
No, you need to understand this iambic pentameter and these all rhyming schemes also. You do something else, fine, but don't take it lightly.
Monuments, 9, 1. I can figure out the rhymes.
AB, CD, EF, G. Remember, this 14 lines are very, very important. Iambic pentameter I told you, na?
Yeah.
Alternating stress and unstressed. What is this?
You explain this one.
Yeah, I know, I wanted the line, but this one.
Somebody.
Yes. The summary.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Question answers. Here is it. Question answers.
No, not the question answers. I want the theme.
Oh.
Without the theme, you will not be able to write your 6 markers in this one. Okay, there is still a suggestion of survival of human acquisition and not the verse itself. Who refers to judgment is suggesting the poet to call something to survive and we praise the death of life. Slight deviation of meter evident, as I said at Yoga. The poet is saying that death and everything destroys everything. The poetry written on the subject itself. Poetry written on the subject itself. Will move ahead, find place, and will be immortalized for all generations to come. Even everything else will be judged on judgment day.
That's an important thing.
Yes. If somebody survival to put up the goes to the top of judgment day, the last time will implies that subject is life and will be judgment day, but dwelling in the love that suggests that the subject is love itself. It was modification of the theme of the sonnet is that subject will be honored forever. This is your summary. Yes, read one. Read this.
Loudly.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Absolutely confident of his writing skills, the poet claims that his poetry would outlive the ornate marble statues and gold-plated monuments built by the rich and the powerful. As a result, the name of his friend, who is referred to in his words, would live for a much longer time than the monuments that would stand neglected and tarnished with the passage of time. I think we should read the cross. No, I guess I missed the last one. Letters.
Yeah.
However, neither was not the devastation would wipe out the memory of one's eulogies.
Yeah, eulogize as
In
when you are writing, uh, eulogy is what? When you're basically writing something for somebody who's not there. Normally it is for the dead people. You write long speeches, that is that. You remember them in good times and there.
neither death nor the enemy's bias would adversely affect their reputation, and they would continue to be praised by generations to come till the doomsday. The poet wishes this praiseworthy soul to live in his poetry and in the hearts of his admirers. Till he finally writes it from his grave, like all the others will, and is rewarded by the God Almighty.
Question for philosophy. Judgment day.
That judgment day, the which judge and decided hell is okay.
Yes. You're learning for people.
The poem underlines the idea that art lives longer than life. Big monuments and tall statues crumble down, but the poem written in their praise outlive them. Whereas worldly things are transitory, poetry is eternal.
Worldly things are transitory, that means they don't last.
Yeah.
You move on. You move on to
Yeah.
life. Then beauty also doesn't last. Beauty also, you are young now, later on you go old and this stuff. That's transitory. It is moving on further. Okay, now
Poetry stays.
what do you finish? What do you want to do?
I can't believe we just finished the poem so well.
But have you understood it?
Yeah, I got it. I paid attention in school this time as well. So
Right?
and taking lists.
Yes. And I said because this will become a revision for you. Unnecessary, don't waste time.
Our mom started a shady plot and finished it.
In
Literature fiction. It's a chapter.
and so soon.
It's a fun story.
It is a fun story, I agree. But, okay.
And now she's doing article writing.
Yeah. Okay.
She would have completed that today as well, but she didn't come to the task.
So a shady plot,
It's not that scary.
not that scary. Agree. What is it all about? Please read.
Oh, I can A Shady Plot by P.C. Brown is a comic book story. It does not depict the element of horror like other ghost stories. Rather, it is an amusing story about an author, John Harlock. His supernatural stories about ghosts are quite popular with the public. He's asked to write another such story for a magazine. When he's thinking hard about the plot of the story, a ghost, Helen, appeared. She told him that the ghosts were on a strike because too many people are use Ouija boards. John's wife Lavinia buys an Ouija board and arranges a Ouija board party with her friends. She persuades John to be a partner of Miss Laura Hinton. This is created. This there is created misunderstanding when on the Ouija board created for John is written by the Helen. In the end,
My head.
those shouldn't do that. In the end, Lavinia sees Helen, who is a ghost. Her misunderstanding is removed. I can give a whole summary at the chapter that you about the author. Elisa Brown was born on January 2nd, 1870. She died in Oklahoma on November 11, 1965. She is buried at Port Coffee Cemetery in Stereo, Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Thank you. Do you have?
John Hallock, who is the narrator and writes the story. Lavina Hallock, who is his wife, who is very expensive. Jenkins, who is John's boss, who tells him to write the story. Helen is the lazy goose, who tells him that they are on strike. Laura Hinkle is the fictitious crocodile who is living his friend. And Gloria is a slangy maid.
Then
Oh, and do this. Summary of the chapter. John Hallock is a freelance author. He also works as an accountant in an office. A ghost story was the first fiction he had written. It was liked by the readers, so whenever Jenkins wanted a ghost story, he would contact John. Jenkins asked him to write another ghost story. So he sat down to write a ghost story. John was not able to think about the plot of the story. He wished to write. It was twilight by this time. He had forgotten to turn on the lamp. The other end of the room was full of shadows and furniture. Suddenly, the ghost of Helen appeared from that part of the room. She was long and angular. She had large, fishy eyes. She came over and stood in front of John. He asked her about her purpose of coming. She told John that he had been calling on heaven and earth all afternoon to help him write a story. Helen, while in human form, was an unsuccessful writer. As a she found others who were like her. They would they would look for writers in search of ideas. Then the case was brought to the attention of the main office. Again,
one of them is deputed to help the writer.
she claimed that previously she had been inspiring
So
Jane.
let's skip all the enthusiasm.
Yay!
You.
This story is about a man who starts getting cocky about his ability to bring forth ghost stories at his will, and how he copes up with the situation when he realizes that he gets help from a ladies. The ghost demands a favor from which he is unable to fulfill. The ghost then lays heroic with
Havoc.
it's okay. It's a
Pronunciation.
silly. It's a silly. It's a silly. Havoc with his married life, leading to various comic situations.
I know the question answers. You know the question answers right now because you should do the question answers in your next level.
Only the poem is just a summary.
Yes. That's right. We will do. Right.
Alia missed three things.
Yes. Unfortunately, we shouldn't.
She was gonna complete her yesterday.
Before this.
It's for yesterday. My mom is we texted yesterday to take her. She said she was gonna come, but I don't know if she come. I think she was absent in school as well.
You're in the same school, how can you know as well? You're in the same school.
I don't see everyone every day. So
Yeah.
do that.
Um,
So fun. I have it in 49.
the letter you are writing, you skip the letter.
Yeah, she started a shitty blog.
It was a short story, that's it.
Now she started to do a drama.
Drama will be finished.
Video disappeared.
We finish drama.
Yeah, that. Then I'm gonna solve it.
You want to solve it because I think you solved it in the school.
Yes, I have.
Then,
I just want to give you the answer.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
aberration.
Oh no, I haven't done the answer.
What is aberration?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So it is a reanimated corpse that is believed to rise from the grave at the night to serve the no, that's a crime.
That's what I'm saying. So what
I haven't written the answer for that one.
a supernatural appearance of a person or thing, a ghost, spectre, or phantom. What is this?
It is German word meaning noisy ghost, a troublesome spirit that announces its presence with unexplained sounds at the creation of the soul.
Then Lavolence,
It is the supposed power to see objects or events that cannot be perceived by the senses.
Crystal Ball,
A globe of quartz crystal in which images believed to portend the future are supposedly visible to fortune tellers.
ED,
So mysterious, strange, or unexpected as to send a chill up the spine.
Medium,
A person through whom the spirits of the dead are alleged to be able to contact the living.
Medium,
This tell that.
okay, sorry, Transfiguration,
To pass into another body after death, going from one state of existence or place to another.
Psychic,
Okay. Capable of extraordinary mental processes such as extrasensory perception and mental clarity.
okay. Then
Reach out a spiritual device intended to communicate with and through the spirit world or training answers to questions.
process,
A conjurer who expels evil spirits by contribution.
emotion,
A feeling of anticipation or anxiety over a future event.
abnormal,
Beyond the range of normal experience or scientific explanation.
child part,
Any of a set of 22 brain plants during allegorical representation used by virtual
and last,
empire.
control.
A reanimated corpse that is believed to rise from the grave at the night the sun the blood.
Now, that's
Yay.
the shady condition defined word as shady adjective. Full of
Okay.
shade, shaded, fasting shade, shady glow, white dark, concealed within, or dubious character of questionable honesty. Which one?
C.
And you are. The title, the dictionary defines the word as shady adjective. What would I mean
Like in the story or in general?
in general?
A. No, B.
Grow. You know what is a grow?
It's like kind of B.
It's a shrub, it's a bushes of the dead,
It's A.
white, dark,
So I said C.
concealed, hidden, a shady plot. So yes, that will be more appropriate or dubious character of questionable honesty. So it's
C. Because
C because you're talking
Gender.
yeah.
I said C.
Yes, you had said C, but as I said, you have to be firm with your answers. Always, I always question you with this. Then next plot now. I gave it C.
I feel it's second.
A major area of land.
Oh, wait, there are other options as well. Sorry, I thought A first and second. The ground has storyline plans. I think it's C. It can be C or A.
Shady plot. So definitely will going to be C.
But you said in general, so in general can be a storyline as well as a piece of
When
plan.
I looking at the title and try to
Then
identify
it
the
is
title, it cannot be a land because you never into shady.
a shady land.
Yes.
I'll read.
Yes. Please. I raise my voice.
So I sat down to write a ghost story. Jenkins will respond. Hello, had said to him. Give us another on the supernatural this time. Something to give them the horrors. That's what the public wants. And your ghosts are like propositions.
Yes. What do you think my life propositions?
That's a really like real life story.
And what do you get? What do you understand about the
That
writer?
so Harlow has basically is very into writing horror stories, and people really like the stories. So the publisher of the magazine is asking to write one of the one
What kind of genre?
horror.
You have to mention
I
that.
I said, he's very good at writing moral stories. And so like preposition is just that they're very relatable and they're very easy,
Yeah, so like the person
not to fake
you
it
want
out.
to take in imaginary and people can connect. So that means in writing, people can relate. I use the correct words, relate, connect, and one more word you use.
Believable. And our ma'am made us understand that it's irony.
Yes. Why?
Because usually not everyone can relate to it. People sometimes figure out that it's too fake to
Yes.
believe.
Yes. You are, but you don't need to show it. So maybe you have to channel yourself. That's it. Yes. Okay. So when I was in no position of confidential, it is for that you yet the magazine had been the only one to print myself. So he didn't have a choice.
No one else was
Then what I
independent
did,
about
what
his
was I
stories.
going to say? So I had to precisely in the deepest voice I was capable of and had caught up. So he actually he wants to make it believable. Yes, you have ordered, so I shall write this story. Because that was the only choice. He didn't have another choice. Right? I had no idea, but at that time it did not worry me at all. Today you see, I had often been like that before, and at the end things had always come my way. Is the writer's block, because you have to set a writer's block. Sometimes you can't
You can't
understand
get
what
through and
more
write
I
something.
And then he said, I found my way around. I didn't in the least know how or why. So it would be like, wow, like, and why this moves sometimes gets a writer's block and body to write. It had all been rather mysterious, you understand? I didn't specialize in those stories. But more or less, they seem to specialize in me. So his intentions were never writing those stories. But
They want the ghost wanted them to write
yes,
the right story.
no, it was not a ghost. Something, sometimes you don't understand
Special connection.
what you're good at. Sometimes it is knowledge, ultimately later you recognize, okay, I can write these type of stories, like that. Because I didn't specialize in those stories, but more or less it seemed to specialize in me. Like, I was intent to have. Basically, the intent was never writing good stories, but somewhere or the other, I always landed up writing a good story. A ghost story had been the first fiction I had written. Curious how the idea for a plot had come to me out of nowhere. After I had chased inspiration and vain for months. So in months he was trying to write a story, but the first story what he wrote turned out to be a ghost story. And because he was trying to get inspiration, people travel, authors do
To get
research.
some incidents
So,
that
yeah, so that they can find some stories in which is related, which they can connect, and which they will be able to write. So he tried it, late, but ultimately something this kind of plot came into his head and it turned out to be a ghost story. Okay. His as I said, his intention was not ever to write a good story. Even now, whenever Jenkins wants a ghost, he calls out. So this particular genre became special. So yes, it was well received by the audience. So that's why Jenkins always would rely on me to write a ghost story. And I have never found it healthy to contradict him. Because he's paying the salary. He's paying the salary. So you cannot contradict your boss, right?
Yes.
You can't say, yeah, I will not write a ghost story, tell me something else. So you can never contradict your boss. Jenkins always seemed to have this uncanny knowledge as to when the landlord or the ghost was pestering me and he done me for a ghost. He had me do it, whenever he
When all
told
the
me,
bills piled up, that is the moment when you will ask him to write a story.
correct. And that's the exactly time when he's in a fix where he can't escape, so he had to write a story. And somehow I have always been able to make one up for him, so I began to get a bit cocky as to my ability. Cocky?
Overconfident, which I am.
Thank you. I didn't have to say it.
I used to say it, I would say it on my own. So,
But you should always recognize your strength and weakness. That's what makes you a good person. And that's what
skills
no, not
in
about
general.
about the qualities, because then how that then you can rectify those things and how people will perceive you and how you can use it as your advantage in future. That is what depends on how you can use it. Understood. That's why I said you are cocky, you understood that, then you have to go with that. And you have began to go, so that's good. So I went home and signed up before my test and sung at the end of my test and waited. Now that is Murphy's habit, nervous habit because you're waiting for inspiration and you're having that time to do. Yeah. And waited but nothing happened. Pretty soon the mind began to wander on other things, deciding unforeseen material things, such as my wife shopping and how on earth I was going to cure her of an alarming tendency to take every new fad and that came along and work it together. Fad is fashion, fashion trend. And she that is a shopaholic. We can make out that she is a shopaholic. So you use the wrong word for that particular characteristics. She's shopaholic. So and we was
Easy implements.
First fad, yes. You are talking about fashion trends which can actually not easily image. Kind of a weakness, you see. Fashion trend following fashion trend and moving production and use of shopaholic. How to cure her of that, you know, sometimes it's to spend more than you can afford. So that kind of a thing. That's why we wanted to cure her of that. That word cure means we wanted her to stop. Right? It's like this addiction which she has. So that's why the word cure. Yes. That's an addiction. Yes. But I realized that that would never get me to any place. So I went back to staring at the ceiling. So he said he gave up on his wife. So he said, I can't cure her. Like, I can't do anything about her. So he's luckily started staring at the ceiling. Now, this is delightful. It's a delightful sarcastically that I asked out loud. Because he was not getting any inspiration. He's very sarcastic. Yeah, he can, like, you get frustrated rather. And it is, yeah, it's so delightful. You know, you are very sarcastic at that particular time. When you will be opposite of what is delightful. You see, I had been the state of imbecility when I was talking to myself. Imbecility.
Craziness.
Yes, that is absolutely going bonkers.
Talking nonsense.
And at that particular time, it's madness took over. Yes, said the voice at the other end of it. I should say it is. And suddenly out of the blue, when you cannot get to the other voices around you, and suddenly this voice pops out.
You'll be scared.
Yeah, you'll definitely be scared. I admit I jumped. Then I looked around. So he suddenly didn't expect that answer because he was talking to himself. So he never expect anybody to answer. It was twilight. Twilight? You know, yawning so much right here.
Well, I had school today, the first time with straight
Even I had school.
No, it's the first time that from school I come. That's
okay. Go to school later.
I didn't sleep, so I
What did you have to do so long that you came directly from there?
I came from school at 4 and I got, like, I reached home at 4:30 or something. I got dressed and I left my house at 5. To reach here, it takes 15 minutes.
To class, sorry, Twilight?
You said my bad.
You said no, you know, like catching on, which I don't like. It was Twilight.
Well, 3, 6,
Seriously?
9.
Seriously? You don't know what is Twilight? You've never seen movie Twilight? Oops, sorry. Okay, not Twilight, not Twilight.
It's a nice name to underline.
So, Twilight.
9.
Yes, before sunset.
I was obsessed. 3 and 6. I was near.
Yeah, and you were not guesswork, you were not possible or corruptible. It was silent, twilight by this time. Just before sunset. Okay, like dawn, just before sunrise. Twilight.
I remember.
In between that sunset, when sun sets
And 9 begins. And
9 begins. So that's the time when you are.
6.
Okay, between after sunset and before night. Because twilight by this time I have forgotten to turn on the lamp. So you have already got created an eerie atmosphere. You have not turned on the light, it's going dark.
It's a dark
and scary. That was a distress of the time period it took. It took pretty long time to write and it was not getting any kind of inspiration. Okay. The other end of the room was full of shadows and curtains. I just staring at it and presently noticed something just taking shape. So as if appearing out of thin air. It was exactly like watching one of these movie picture cartoons being put together. First an arm came out, then a bit of, you've seen Bugs Bunny.
No, but I know what is correct.
Yeah, the person arm came out, then a bit of sleeve of a stiff white shirt waist, then a leg and a plain skirt, and then until at last there she was complete, whoever she was. Shirt waist, did it in
A
there.
woman's blouse shaped like man's shape.
Yeah. In olden days, you have the school palms type of her.
Oh, it's not.
And then
Coffee
school,
or
yeah, and then you have this
frills everywhere.
collar and this shirt,
Young
and
child.
then you have, yeah, and you have a straight skirt, which is made,
Pleated.
which is that. Plain is a material. Okay, it's like that kind of.
With George going,
Yeah. No, the material plate is like this. Your
Oh,
badge
yes.
material.
Student.
Yes. She was long, and this is the description. We should know the description also. She was long, angular. Angular, what is angular?
Angles. Point.
Point. You see boys, they have angular
Jawline.
jawlines and all that. So the sharp edges. Long angular with enormous fishy eyes. Fishy eyes. Fishy eyes.
Huge eyes.
Yeah. Correct. Because this is those kind of photo. Behind big gold rimmed spectacles. So you have this typical school mom kind of a thing.
Stitch.
Yes. And a hair is a tight wand at the like a back kind of a thing. Yes. At the back of her head. Yes, I seem able to see right through her head.
Transparent.
Yes. Translucent. Sorry. Transparent is also fine. Translucent white because
It's a human, you can see the white color in it.
that's why it's a jaw well. It looked so solid that for a moment I began to doubt my very own senses and believe that she was real after. So like the way she was visible, it was very solid, but then it's like hallucinating. You would see her and she's real, she must be real. She came over, stood in front of me and glared. Yes, positively glared down at me. Although to my knowledge, I had never laid eyes on the woman before to say nothing to give her the first to look at me. And like an unknown person don't glare at you. You must like you get a glare when you have done some mistake. So when you have not
You can't get a glare from something random. Like,
you not get a glare from somebody else from a stranger. If you are getting a glare from a stranger, definitely you have done something to the stranger. 101%.
or the stranger is a creep.
No. Even if it's a creep, it's going to stare at you. You're not going to glare at you.
Glare is angry.
Yes. Stare is something you
Just
must
stare.
yes. But when you're
Glare is
glaring,
the time.
you will act. So she came, sorry, I sat there still feeling pretty helpless. I can tell you at last she found what are you gaping at? Staring at me. Okay? So, literally, let me tell you what did I do wrong? Why is
And
she
she's
staring
staring
at me? And then it's, why is she staring at me also? I swallowed, though I hadn't feel anything, that fear, the
Saliva,
I would
or
swallow.
swallow.
I have not done anything. Why is she holding me, like that kind of
Amused.
no.
That's a good adjective, sure.
Fear. Scared. Nothing, I said absolutely nothing. My dear lady, I was really waiting for you to tell me why you had come. And excuse me, but you always come in sections like this. I should think your paths might be mixed up sometimes. So when you arrive suddenly your hand will come, suddenly your head is appearing, suddenly this is going to come in parts. Sometimes the parts can get mixed up, your hand can be in your stomach and head will yeah. Did you send for me? She crisp, very crisp, very smartly. Did you send for me? A cross question. Yes. Imagine how I felt at that. Why? No, I don't seem to remember. Look here. Having to be calling on heaven and earth all afternoon to help you to write the story, now we started the afternoon. And
It's
just
twilight.
before night.
Twilight.
Yes. Just before night. I nodded and then a possible explanation occurred to me and it's sparking God's code. Till that we didn't accept. Okay, but then we between whether she's really a ghost, she's not a ghost.
But
And
when
then,
she said that,
yes.
having been calling on heaven and earth all afternoon, that means that she's a ghost and she was looking over him.
He suddenly realized. And that's why it's fine for the ghost.
But yes,
She got the brain. Suppose this was the ghost of the stenographer applying for a job. They have this, secretary. We have the secretary who's.
Oh.
So this is suppose this is the ghost of a stenographer. Stenographer, you understand? The secretary who just types and does everything. The stenographer. Applying for a job. I had an advertisement in the paper recently. I opened my mouth to explain that the position was filled permanently, so but he stopped me because this was the ghost applying for a job.
Stenographer.
Yeah, and he had said, given an advertisement in the paper recently.
So ghost read the paper.
Yes, and he said, I have already filled the position because he didn't want to be there. And when I got back to my office for the last case and it was ready for you, did you switch off to something else and sit there dribbling? So I couldn't attract your attention until just now. So he's sitting, and when I got back to my office for my last case, what you said, she said?
Last incident.
Yeah, last incident, and was ready for you. So you switched it off. Basically, cut the connection off to something else and start dribbling. You started speaking nonsense or everywhere.
This line, right?
Yeah. So I put it attract your attention. I'm trying to get you attention. You put it attract your attention until just now let out with appear. And which is really it is your fault. You were not paying attention. Please apologize. I'm very sorry. Well, immediately because I just came to tell you to stop bothering us for assistance. You are not going to get it. We are going on strike. So he said, please don't ask for anything. We are not going to give you any help. We are going to shut. What? And even this such a shock. He like, what? He said, don't you like it? Which is that typical school mom kind of a thing. Yeah, you only like that. You were saying that I also come from school directly.
You are used to this, I know it. I get a 2 hours sleep always.
I don't get sleep at all, even from my home. We are not going, we are what? You don't have to yell at me. I didn't need to yell. I said,
he's scared, so he's
very nice. So he's been very, very nice. He's been very humble. But I'm afraid I didn't quite understand it. You said you were going on strike. Don't you know what the strike is? Not another plot do you get from us. So no plot from us. You are not going to get. I stared at her and went my lips. With mouth and dry. Is that where they are coming from? Of course, where else? So whatever ghost stories he was writing,
he got to know that they were coming from the ghost actually.
Correct. They were possessing him and then he was writing on
possessing him or these incidents were occurring.
Yes, because you cannot plant the thoughts in that clear and
quick heal, antivirus quick
okay. Of course, where is sorry. But my ghosts aren't a bit like Indra. I never wrote anything kind of. If they were, people wouldn't believe in them. If they were like me, then they will not believe in you. She draped herself on top of my desk among the pens and importance and leaned towards me. So she's sitting on the desk and making the importance and board, like all are basically. You can see through them. Lean towards me. In the other night, I used to write. You did? She nodded. But that has nothing to do with my present form. It might have, but I gave it up at last for that very reason. So he says,
I couldn't brainstorm so much at last I stopped giving up.
And went to work as a reader on a maths. She sighed and rubbed her long eagle nose with a reminiscent finger. Reminiscent is basically you are thinking about your memories, your old memories. Those were the terrible days. The memory of them made me mistake purgatory for paradise. Purgatory for paradise.
Purgatory something like
hell.
And paradise is heaven.
Yes. At last, when I attained my present state of being, I made up my mind that something should be done. Okay, we stop here.
I don't think we're going to finish it. Go next. No, we'll finish it next.
Yeah. We shall be fast. Yes. Because we will learn from there and we are again we will
Now she's going to make us do article writing. Will we do it here?
Article writing, yeah.